Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WWE News and Rumors. I'm your host, Mr. Brandon Hodge.
This video is brought to you by the WWE T-Shirt Club. If you guys want a brand new WWE shirt delivered to your door every single month, just hit the first link in the description and sign up.
Alright guys, so we're just gonna go and jump right into this episode. Sorry that I went missing for a little while, had a little personal thing I had to deal with, but ladies and gentlemen, I'm happy to say I'm back here, so we're back to a normal video schedule this week. So Tuesday, WWE News. Tomorrow's Wednesday, I'll do my predictions for the actual next pay-per-view, which is going to be WrestleMania Backlash. Then Thursday, but another news episode. But anyway, the point is, we're back to normal here, so welcome back to the Brandon Hodge channel, and this is the news and the rumors from the past few days. So the first and actual only news story we've talked about today is about Mr. Brock Lesnar. So Brock Lesnar is someone we've not seen in the WWE in a little while, because the guy has gone missing. He's kind of taken his hiatus, and we have not seen him since before. Well, I don't want to say before the pandemic, but the last time we saw him was at the show, like right before the pandemic started or whatever. I mean, it was WrestleMania, we had to have it without a crowd or whatever, but at the same time, it was built and already planned before the pandemic started, and then he's just kind of taken a hiatus ever since then. Plus, he lives in Canada, so it's kind of a pain in the butt to kind of travel over the border or whatever. At least in the past few months, it's getting like easier now to do. But anyway, what is this new story about? Well, basically, Paul Heyman has said Brock Lesnar is not back because Brock Lesnar does not want to be back. Brock Lesnar does what Brock Lesnar wants when Brock Lesnar wants. So anyway, he said that Brock Lesnar does not necessarily want to fight Roman Reigns, or he would have already fought Roman Reigns or whatever. So obviously he's just messing with the fans, kind of teasing a little bit, but ultimately, you know, Brock Lesnar doesn't have a WWE contract, and the powers be at WWE are pretty much going to decide what Brock Lesnar would do if he would face Reigns or whatever, because Lesnar is, you know, open for business. They throw the guy a paycheck, he'll do pretty much what they want him to do. But as for Lesnar return, I would put another question for SummerSlam or maybe even WrestleMania 38, but we'll just have to wait and see. So guys, that was actually the only news story to talk to you guys about today, but don't you dare go anywhere, guys, because things are about to get good here. Things are, in fact, about to get a little, a little juicy, and I'm going to suggest for you guys to go get your juice boxes out, get your juice boxes ready, because, ladies and gentlemen, it is now time to talk about some juicy rumors. So the first rumor is also about Brock Lesnar. So I talked about SummerSlam, so the question remains, is Brock Lesnar coming back for SummerSlam? Is that the current plan? The Beast Incarnate, Mr. Brock Lesnar, return to SummerSlam? Apparently, no. No, it's not. There is no plan for Brock Lesnar to do anything at SummerSlam. Obviously, that could change. Things always change last minute in this business. But as of right now, no, there is no plan for that. Alright, the next rumor is about the Usos. So the Usos are back. Both of them are now back. Jimmy Uso is now medically cleared, so we're going to have an Uso tag team back, which, brings up the question, what are they going to do with the Usos? Roman Reigns has a title. Wouldn't it make sense for the Usos to have titles as well? So what are they going to do? They're going to give them like two individual titles, or they're going to do a tag team deal? Of course, this is going to be a tag team thing. Apparently, they are actually supposed to be winning the SmackDown Tag Team Championship sometime soon within the next few months, just so like everyone in the whole Roman Reigns deal has like a championship title, just so it seems more legit or whatever. So the Usos will be, I guess, defeating Robert Roode and Dolph Ziggler sometime soon. I don't know if it's going to be at this coming pay-per-view or down the line sometime, but apparently the Usos will be getting the Tag Team Championships sometime, soon. Alright, the next rumor is about WWE touring. WWE going back on tour. Apparently AEW has beat WWE to the punch here, but that might not necessarily be the best thing in the world. So WWE are looking at going back on tour, actually doing, shows with a crowd, with live crowds, like fans like me, or you can actually buy tickets and go to. So basically, what is the deal here with the schedule? Are they going back, like, doing shows, like, almost every night? You always hear the saying that wrestlers, are on the road more than they are home. They're on the road like 300 nights, a year or whatever, and only home, 64 or whatever. So it's a very, very crazy schedule. Are they going back to that crazy schedule? Apparently not. No, they're not going back to that crazy schedule. Apparently they're not going back to that schedule anytime soon. So they're going to be doing Raw, SmackDown, and maybe a few shows on the weekends, and that's going to be for the foreseeable future of the WWE. They're not going back to that crazy schedule like anytime soon. But anyway, apparently in like July or August this is supposed to start up. We're actually supposed to have touring back. They're just going to be doing stuff on the weekends in addition to like Monday Night Raw and Friday Night SmackDown. Which brings up the question, what is the next pay-per-view after WrestleMania Backlash? What is the next pay-per-view? Well, the next pay-per-view is apparently going to be Extreme Rules It's in July 18th to be exact about it. And apparently this will be another Thunderdome show, but hopefully this will be the last pay-per-view inside of the Thunderdome. I mean, the Thunderdome was cool and make the best out of a horrible situation, but I, for one, will be completely thrilled to see the Thunderdome go bye-bye forever. But maybe that's just me. Maybe some people love it. But anyway, Extreme Rules will be the last pay-per-view inside the Thunderdome, it looks like, and SummerSlam looks to be happening with a crowd. Alright, the next rumor is about Mr. Daniel Bryan, the Yes Man. So Mr. Daniel Bryan's contract with the WWE has expired. Daniel Bryan is no longer a WWE superstar. I would say he's no longer employed by the WWE, but I guess the wrestlers are not employees. They're independent contractors. It's very, very stupid. But basically, Daniel Bryan's WWE contract has expired, so everyone wants to talk about him going to another company because he's expressed interest in doing stuff with places he's been before, Ring of Honor, or maybe even doing something in New Japan, or of course there's always the option that everyone likes to point the finger at called All Elite Wrestling. And also, there's another option that not many people are talking about right now, and it's re-signing with the WWE, which might be the most likely option. So apparently, WWE, they're working very, very hard to get Daniel Bryan signed and maybe even get him something, some kind of cool match for SummerSlam or whatever. So WWE are working really hard to get the guy re-signed, but apparently right now Daniel Bryan's just at home resting with his family, just kind of enjoying, relaxing right now, but maybe he'll re-sign with the WWE before SummerSlam, and he'll have a very big, high-profile match for SummerSlam. Just who knows? Alright, the next rumor is about the man I'm wearing a shirt, Mr. Bray Wyatt, or aka The Fiend. So, what in the hell's happened to Bray Wyatt? What has happened to The Fiend? We have not seen the guy since the night after WrestleMania. The night after WrestleMania, he did a Firefly Funhouse. He said, "I'm so happy to be back. Everything is back to normal, guys. We're going to do exciting stuff, and I cannot wait. And I'm full of energy," or whatever. And then the next week he went missing, and he's still missing. Still missing to this day. So apparently WWE, once again, not surprising here, have changed the plans for Mr. Bray Wyatt once again, so we have no idea what he's doing. It seems like they're focusing more on Alexa and her gimmick more than the Fiend Bray Wyatt, which is kind of Alexa's kind of just a rip-off of that. So it's interesting to see where they're going to go with this, but I don't really know if they know at this point. But once again, Bray Wyatt sitting on the bench just waiting for instructions. Alright, so this is the saddest part of the entire video. Go and get your tissues out. Get your tissues ready, because ladies and gentlemen, this is the final news story. This is the final rumor. This is the final thing I'll be talking about inside this episode of WWE News and Rumors. So this is about the next big WWE pay-per-view, and it's called SummerSlam. So SummerSlam is very, very exciting. You cannot wait for SummerSlam, because SummerSlam's apparently the next show where fans can come, actually, go in person to the show and buy tickets and go and see it live. And I'm very, very excited for that, because I love going to shows. I love, doing vlogs and traveling and stuff like that. There's just a question that remains. Where in the hell is SummerSlam going to be? Well, that's a big question mark. Apparently, that's still a big question mark. There's a few locations they're looking at. Originally, I heard something, maybe Phoenix, Arizona, maybe somewhere in Texas. Obviously, they always have that option of Florida, because that's where they're kind of based at right now. But now there's a different location that I never would have guessed thinking about. So this one is, this rumor is actually saying that SummerSlam maybe just might be in New York City. So New York City is the last place in the world I would think about, because we're trying to think about places that aren't, these giant cities where it's all condensed people. In New York City is just like a can of sardines or something. People are just stacked on top of each other. So not necessarily something I had in mind. If we're talking about WWE New York City, this arena is not something I would have in mind. So this is actually Madison Square Garden. So Madison Square Garden is tiny. The arena is very, very small, and that's why they don't really go there anymore. The place only holds 16,000 people. And obviously social distancing, you can't even have nowhere near that many people. Personally for SummerSlam, I'm thinking, they're going to do another stadium like they did for Raymond James Stadium. They're going to have a stadium where we can space people out and still have a decent amount of people there. But now I'm hearing this in New York City in Madison Square Garden. Less social distancing, they're throwing out the window, and we're not spacing people 6 feet apart or whatever, and we're just packing them like sardines. That's the only way I can see. But they haven't had a pay-per-view in Madison Square Garden since, I believe it was Hell in a Cell 2011. So 10 years ago. So it's crazy. I don't know where this rumor is coming from. I really hope they decide to do it somewhere in Texas in a stadium or something. But I guess this is a possibility. SummerSlam, maybe, just maybe, New York City, Madison Square Garden. Who knows? We'll just have to wait and see. So there you guys have it. That is actually going to do it for this episode of WWE News and Rumors. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Right now on screen, I'm going to leave a link to 2 previous videos for you guys to check out, as well as a button to subscribe to this channel if you're brand new here. But I am Brandon Hodge, and I will see you guys in the next video.